You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
How's it going, everybody? I was enjoying just staring at my own face. And look, I think I kind of dealt with some of my lighting issues. It's all coming together slowly, people. I know it still looks sort of like I'm in a dungeon, but at least you can see my face. Finally. Not bad, huh? I'm so bad at this technical crap, so I'm glad every time I fix this stuff, I feel just a little bit better about myself. Guys, we have an absolutely awesome show set up today. I always love my guests, but this guest and I, we've been chatting off and on for what, like 6-7 years now. We both kind of started around the same time, and he is doing awesome work. Glyph Award winner, nominated for a bunch of awesome stuff. And I believe possibly even GLAAD. I'm not 100% sure. If it's not, he sure as hell will call me out and say, no, that didn't happen. But that's cool. It's going to be fun anyways. We've got Greg Anderson Alisi on here. It's going to be freaking awesome. So you know what? Stick around and let's make this happen. See you in a minute.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Greg, how's it going, dude?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. We're here because you always have awesome stuff coming out. We were just talking a minute ago. It's Nana, which is that's your main title. Like that is kind of your opus, I guess. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, my baby.
Baby. That's your baby. Absolutely. And you've got 7 volumes or issues basically of that, which is freaking awesome. Good for you. And you've done so much more. The Gentleman. We got what, Stronghold? Is this issue 3 now?
Yeah, we're doing a Kickstarter for issue 3.
I didn't even know that there was an issue 1 or 2. That's how out of it I've been. Did these guys all happen and I didn't notice them, or are you just putting them out all together?
The first one came out years ago, actually.
Screw the algorithm.
Yeah, the first one came out years ago. It took a while for issue 2 to come out. Issue 2 came out last year.
Okay.
And we're finally releasing 3. And the funny thing is, I wrote the scripts for 1, 2, and 3 like many years ago. And I'm just like, finally.
So when this third one was coming out, did you feel like you had to go back over it? You're like, I'm a way better writer than I was however many years ago. Or were you just like, no, I'm sure it's good?
Well, I mean, what's funny is so Jason, the publisher, and he's also the creator of Stronghold, he has to deal with constant revisions on my end since the first issue, because I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist, but I mean, some people might say so, but it's just that over time, as I'm developing the stories and the scripts and the way some of the characters start speaking to me, and my mind just starts developing different things. And when I'm going back into like the first draft, it's like, okay, I got to change this. I got to accommodate for, certain things, or to set up certain stuff as I'm developing. But I don't know if I went back to change much of anything for issue 3. I could be wrong, and I'm pretty sure Jason would be like, yes, you did, and he'll probably have the receipts.
Emails and emails of changes.
Oh, he hates me, man. He hates me because I literally go through so many drafts until I'm satisfied. And
I respect it.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I totally respect it, man. You know what's funny though? You said that you're not a perfectionist, but while you were doing that, if you go back and check, you were like smoothing out your hair and shit and stuff. I was like, yeah. He says he's not a perfectionist, but he's like making sure everything's perfect. How's that quaff doing, man?
It's not too bad, you know. It's all right.
I'm liking that. I'm liking that look on you, dude. It looks good.
Hey, I went from bald to this, right?
Right? No, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So obviously Stronghold is one I don't know anything about. So why don't you tell everybody all about Stronghold?
Yeah, so Stronghold is a part of One Nation, which is the comic verse that Jason Reeves of 133 Art created, and it takes place. It's like in an alternate Earth where there's people called the Caramans who essentially are metahumans, and there was a huge war between non-powered people and the Karamax, and then that caused this big economic collapse, you know, almost post-apocalyptic. And so the Karamax banded together to create their own sort of nation called the One Nation. Um, Also Mansa and Stronghold is a part of the Tenth, which is the I guess you can call like the superhero group of the world for the storyline of One Nation. And Stronghold is a black queer superhero with albinism. And in my series, I'm writing the spin-off backstory. You sort of go through his journey of all the trauma and self-hate that he built up growing up, especially given that he grew up with his white bigoted Christian conservative side of the family, and sort of seeing his journey of learning how to accept and love himself and becoming the pillar of strength that he ends up as Stronghold.
So I love like queer topics, and obviously black topics are incredibly close to your heart, and I love that. And I love that I always feel like when I'm checking out your stuff, I'm learning something new. But what I find I really appreciate about what you do is, you know, it could just feel like from anyone else, it could just feel like, all right, cool, we got another story about a black dude. Oh yeah, and he's gay. But like, there's always, you have this great way of showing like, no, being black and gay or bi or anything else, that's just a piece. There's so much more that comes into it, and I really love how like every creation that you make has like a full life of its own, and I really just, I don't know, man, I really enjoy that a lot. Like even the albinism, like that's freaking cool. That's not something that is a part of my world that I see very often. And so again, learning about that, there was another character in one of the Istana books where, and I don't know the term, it was a pigmentation, melanin. What is it called?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo. Yeah, that's right, vitiligo. And I loved learning about that and seeing that. And actually, what I really loved about that character was they, you can't say suffered, but they had vitiligo. But like at no point did you feel like you had to mention it or deal with it at all. It was just, that's what he has, and that does not create his character. He's just a dude who deals with that. But again, like you didn't even really hear about it, and I actually kind of appreciate it. Not that I don't want to learn and hear about it because that's interesting, but I loved that he could just live in a world where it didn't seem to matter.
Yeah,
And
I mean
I dug that.
that was definitely intentional for me
Good.
because I grew up diverse area in New York City, Brooklyn especially, and I remember having I still have friends and peers with vitiligo, and it's just not really questioned. It's just we see people who have vitiligo, so like, what's the big deal, you know?
Yeah,
And so, and then thinking about the fact that you don't really see them represented at all, and there's literally nothing negative about them. So I'm just like, why visually can't we have a character with vitiligo? And so when I was creating these characters, it just, I don't know, it wasn't like I was trying to make a statement or anything like that. It was just like, well,
yeah,
I have friends with vitiligo, so you know this character has vitiligo, you know. And
yeah,
I the one thing that I did do personally um, was the scene where they start explaining race to Isnana, because despite Isnana being a black kid, he never really experiences being a black kid until now when he's
yeah,
hanging out with all these characters of color, and I definitely wanted Crimson, who has the vitiligo, to be the one who, holds his hand and he's just like, "What color do you see?" And so it was sort of like I wanted to do that purposeful of having him be the one. Yes, he has vitiligo, but he is obviously a black man, and also he is the darker skinned one out of the crew as well. So I wanted that was definitely intentional, but depicting him as a character of vitiligo, to me, it was just like it's no different from having any other type of character in
Yeah,
my
freckles.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I really like that because, of course, for anyone who hasn't grown up around that, it's something that you'd wonder, right? Like, is that something that we have to that would make them be treated differently or whatever? And I love that especially in your neighborhoods that wasn't true so much. So I really, yeah, I dig that a lot. But again, we are trying to talk about Stronghold though. So what is it like? Was this character already kind of? Did you already have an idea of what you were supposed to be working with for this title, or was it more just like, no, you brought the idea to Jason, to the publisher?
So Jason already had the character in mind. I believe he only made cameo appearances in the other One Nation stuff. He hadn't had a story, but he had like a Bible for all the characters and their backstory, their supporting character. And at the time that Jason approached me, I had only released the first volume of his Nana. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh wow,
I've been working on Stronghold for years, for a
we're
long
talking
time.
like 2018,
2016.
2016. Damn.
Yeah, bro. Like 2016 was when his Nana came out, the first one. It could have been like 2017 that
Yeah,
Jason approached me. And even though his Nana didn't really, well, I've been hinting at like sexuality stuff in his Nana only recently, but the first volume or two, there isn't anything like anything to do with any aspect of sexuality in them. But my presence on social media, I was very like pro gay, pro black, pro everything, all
yeah,
marginalized. And so Jason from there, he reached out. He was like, "Hey, I have this character, Stronghold." And at the time, Stronghold wasn't even black. Stronghold was just a white guy with albinism and queer. And he was just like, "Oh, can you, flesh this out?" And at first, I was like, it's pretty cool. I think I wouldn't mind writing a white guy. That would be cool,
right.
And then I was developing it, and then we had some artists doing concept art, and one artist, I think his name Jamel Williams, he did his version of Stronghold, and Stronghold, he gave Stronghold like these really prominent black features, and then Jason was like, "We're turning him black," and I was just like, I was finally not gonna be, pigeonholed and typecast as the black writer. But as things kept going, and it was like, "Yo, okay, if he were to be black, how different would the story be?" And it just opened up the floodgates of so many different things. Because like, okay, so he grew up with his white family. Like, what effect does that, especially when we've established that his family are bigots? So then it was like, so what happens where now? Like, what happens with his race, being a black man growing up in his white family? He's biracial because he has albinism, him and his sister. Are they trying to find ways to make him pass as white now? Like, and what effects does that have in his psyche, especially growing up, and so on and
Yeah,
so. So from there, it was just like, "Yo, let's do this," and it's
as a
always
writer, that's a lot of fun stuff to delve
yeah,
into. Like, yeah,
yeah, and there was a lot of research, a lot of asking people around, and it's always tricky when you're not of a particular group when it comes to writing. But it honestly made me feel really good when this last one of the last conventions I did this year, there was a black biracial woman at that with albinism who bought the book, and she was like, "Why are you writing about my life?" And then, and then when she read it, she reached out. She was like, "This was amazing," and how much a lot of it she related to, and she never ever would have expected to read that in a comic, and that
Dude,
feel really really good, you know.
that is so awesome. We have a viewer question actually. Make Two asks, who or what inspired you to write comics?
It's a hard loaded question. So I got into comic books at the second grade, honestly. And when I discovered comics, it was just like, yo, everything just connected. Everything just made sense about the world, about my world, and so on and so forth. And when
Right?
I remember getting to middle school, no, not even middle school, like fifth grade, I was writing my own sort of fan fiction, like a lot of Batman stuff. I had so many Batman ideas. And then middle school and high school was when I bought this book. It was high school. I bought this book from Peter David, How to Write Comics.
Mm,
And at the time, I was just a Peter David fan. And because his name was on it, I was like, oh, let me just get the book because it's Peter David. And I read through that book. And after finishing it, I was like, I'm going to write comic books for my life. That's what I want to do. But there's been so many different writers who've inspired me. As I said, Peter David, there's David Hine, Christopher Priest. There's just a list and list. Peter Milligan. I there's so many writers that I
right.
just, you know,
No,
I'm
I
still
totally feel that.
I'm still being inspired too.
And it's funny because I do find like um it was obvious to me, like watching you and listening to you speak and whatnot over the years. I was like, oh, this dude has been in comics his whole life, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, and as another guy who has been in comics for most of his life, you can just tell the way they talk, and it's always great when someone newer comes in who obviously like they came into it a little sooner, which no judgment, but you can kind of tell the difference because those of us who have been around a long time, even if you weren't reading it, what's up, Lorena? How you doing, hon? Even if you weren't reading it, you were probably reading about it. Like you were reading, you were talking to friends who were into it, or you were checking out Wizard, and you would like go into all the other stuff. So I could tell just with the sheer like breadth of what you knew. I was like, oh yeah, this dude has been into this for a long time.
Yeah, I was a bona fide geek, man. I'm telling you,
Right?
I was definitely the kid who was bringing comics, and I would be with my comic crew. Or like it, man. I was obsessed. I remember coming to school. This was middle school. Coming to school with like the Batman No Man's Land. I'm trying to like convert all my friends. I'm just like, you have to read this. It's like a crazy Batman crossover, and this earthquake and all this other stuff. And there's a Batgirl now who just looks so freaking awesome. And then I Spawn and Witchblade at that time, and I was just
Oh
like,
yeah.
God. So yeah, I was the total comic geek growing up in high school, and I was not ashamed of it. I know that everyone
Yeah.
went through that whole, like, oh, they tried to be a little secretive or they were bullied by it. And I was like, I ain't getting bullied for this shit. No, no, no. This is me. This is my stuff
Have,
right here.
so you're a pretty like solid dude. Have you always been like that? Because I feel like that might have been another reason why you weren't bullied so much about the comics.
No, no. So people tried to bully me. But it's just that I fought back. But
Oh,
truthfully, I was a stick figure. I used to get made fun of for being slim, being very skinny. I'd hear all the terrible jokes, and honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I became so strong in fitness, because it was like I was trying to escape a lot of those harsh criticisms about my body growing up.
yeah,
And I to this day, there's times where I still see that skinny kid, honestly, and it's like I'm trying to escape it. But now, I mean, a lot of that has led to a lot of weird insecurities and injuries and stuff like that. And now I've just learned to be happy in my skin.
yeah,
And now I work out to work out. I like the progress. I like one upping myself and seeing how I can shift my bodies and the aesthetic and everything like that.
yeah.
But I'm not as haunted and traumatized by my past as I used to be.
That's good to hear, man. I'm really glad to hear that. That's a big healthy step. So good for you, man. That's freaking awesome. I'm checking to see this. Oh yeah, so Make Two asked again. They said, well, David McPherson said all good writers to be inspired by. Loved your list. Make Two says, do you sketch also? I used to use index cards for my stories.
So what's funny was I grew up drawing. When I discovered comics as well, it was a huge. When I say everything started to connect with me, because I loved writing, I loved creating characters, I loved drawing. Like drawing was like my number one thing. I wanted to be a comic artist so bad. And when I got to high school, I went to a fine arts school, and my major was fine arts. And I took this course, this college course, while in high school, uh, at Cooper Union in New York City, which is like a very prominent, serious art school. And I was just like, nah, this ain't for me, you know. And it was a mix of different things. I feel like I was losing some of my passion for drawing, writing, and acting were becoming my big thing, and directing as well.
Yeah.
And I'm watching my peers around me, and I'm literally seeing them improve. Like their sketches are improving, their final pieces are improving, and I would literally find different art projects, like stuff where I would have to build things or craft things with my hands as opposed to drawing, and those would be like good enough to me to pass my projects. But the sketching thing is not for me. Every now and then somebody would be like, "Oh, I need you to draw something." I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" You know, when I was at Arkansas, was it no, not Arkansas. It was it Tennessee? It was a Comic-Con a few months ago, and somebody asked me to sketch something in their sketchbook, and I was like, "You do know I'm a writer, right?" And it was like, "Just sketch something," and I
I don't
drew
care. Yeah, I love that.
Dr. Voodoo, and everyone I posted it. People was like, "Dude, this is awesome." I'm just like, "This is terrible. What are y'all talking about?"
It's funny. There was a comedian who once said, I used to think that I wanted to be a boxer until I met other people who actually wanted to be boxers. And then I realized, nah, man, I'm not. I'm not that at all. And I think for you, that's the same thing. You're like, oh man, I want to be an artist. And then you see actual artists and you're like, nah, man, that's not, I can't do, I don't want to do what you're doing. I have too many other passions. I can't give it all to this.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I mean, obviously, I still love it. I'm still in comics.
Yeah.
And I think my past in having drawn and going to art school for many, many years, I definitely know the language, and because it's definitely a language that once you're an artist, you can't really get out of. You just know how
Yeah.
to speak to other artists. You know how to. For me, it's definitely also helped with my writing, where I'm so sometimes thinking artistically as I'm writing my scripts. And the fact that I have a lot of artists who's like, dude, I love reading your scripts. I love drawing my stuff. That makes me feel really good. And then also my sister, she's an amazing artist.
He is really good.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
constantly hitting me up like, please check this. What's wrong? And I'm like, all right, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. And then she fixes it up and it looks great. So it helps that I had a background in art, even though, in my opinion, I can't do it to save my life at this point.
Right.
I can still pinpoint certain things.
So because you're an editor as well, basically what it makes you is a really good art director. You don't need to be able to draw, but you can go like, this is what we're looking for. I know what you do. You're the guy or gal for this, you know. So yeah, no, I mean that stuff's definitely hugely important, and I think that's a gift that probably serves you throughout your whole career. Hell, even outside of writing for comics, even just being able to see what the scene's supposed to look like, it certainly will help you even in writing, TV, movies, whatever, novels, whatever you decide to work on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad
So,
for
right? So we don't have a lot of extra time, but let's do another pitch for Stronghold. We'll tell people all about this awesome piece. And everybody, you guys don't see the Kickstarter link is right there, guys. And I'm gonna say the same damn thing I say every week. We should probably just get a video because it's better than me having to say this. But These guys come on here and they take care of you guys. They supply awesome prizes for you. And all we ask is share out that damn link. At the very least, share it out. If there's someone on there that you think would really love it, please show it off. Make sure they see it. If you like it, dude, get the damn book, man. I can speak for a lot of the creators that I interviewed, but certainly not all of them. Greg, though, I've read a ton of his stuff, and he knows what he's doing. His stuff, I've never come out of reading a Greg Alisi book and going, nah, that one didn't fly for me. I always have a good time with the stuff, even when I don't fully understand it. Like I remember Birthday Day, I was like, what is this? And then I got through it. I was like, damn, I never would have been able to tell you what this is, but it is so good. So, guys, check his stuff out. I haven't read or even heard of Stronghold before like a week or two ago, but even I am like excited to check it out because I know that Greg's the real deal. So, check it out, share it. Can you tell us all about Stronghold, homie?
Yes, Stronghold, a Black queer superhero in the One Nation universe, and pretty much in my book, in my series, so far 1, 2, and 3, you've seen the journey of a life of self-hate and trauma as he confronts it, and we see his journey from that and becoming the pillar of strength that he is as the superhero Stronghold.
Dude, awesome. And of course, guys, you get into that, you're in a whole other universe. So now you can check out on the Kickstarter. Are we able to check out some of the other books from that publisher and their universe?
Yeah. You'll get some of that. There's also a Stronghold t-shirt that I'm modeling that you see in there.
Dude, all right. I like that.
Yeah, there's a
good,
Stronghold.
Man.
There's a bunch of goodies in there. Yeah.
Right? Okay. That's freaking awesome. Good for you, man. So, guys, please make sure to check it out. Share it around. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely awesome. And Greg brought a really sweet prize for you guys. So, Greg, what do you got for the group today?
So I love Chuck so much. And
it's shared, man. It's shared. Thank you.
But yeah, he was telling me about coming through, trying to get folks excited for Stronghold. And I was just like, hey, why not I just give out, free PDFs of all the Isnana books. So that would be 7 Isnana releases. And, feeling good. So I was just like, screw it. Why not?
Well, so the first place player gets to check out, and that's like, I think we did like 7 books.
7 Isnana books, yeah.
And how many pages is that?
Hundreds.
We're talking a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, it's hundreds. It's hundreds of pages.
Yeah. So you're getting hundreds of pages for winning my silly little game. So, guys, like, please take care of this dude. Show him the love, Triple T style. Make sure to share it out. I want him to be randomly going through going, who the hell is this guy sharing off my book? That's awesome. So please make that happen for him, but also for me. Because I would love to hear back and him go, man, that helped out a lot. Thanks. So yeah, let's make this happen, guys. Greg, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate you a lot.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
I'm glad to do it, man. Guys, we're going to be right back after these messages for awesome trivia and, of course, that sweet prize. We will see you guys, all of you, right after these messages.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra, yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like...
No regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dozed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's gonna be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Why, hello. Good to see you guys. Good to have y'all back. Everyone, give me a shout out if you're out here. We got Make Two chatting away. He's already pre-typing his answers. Lorena, Eddie, whoever's here, let us know just so that that I'm aware again. Wendy. So here's the thing about Wendy, just so everyone's aware, because they're going, why is she not on the show lately? It is nothing between Wendy and I. In fact, we talked for over an hour today. It was very lovely. What her problem is, the place that she's moved into, because of her mom being there and all that, she doesn't have a quiet place to do anything. So she was doing the show outside on the porch. Well, it's 106 degrees outside. Not an option. So she's just been like, look, man, it's cooling down soon. I was like, I love you. You're fine. No problem. So she will be back. It's not an issue. But it means that in the meantime, Chucky's doing it all on his own. So you guys have been really good with me. I appreciate it. Let's get this all started. I'm checking out the comments, see who's here. Dave McPherson, perfect. All right, Dave. I love you. You're here. Oh, Jess is here. Yes. All right. See, look at all these people ready to win. Okay, cool. Chuck now broadcasting live from the Phantom Zone. Indeed. Woo. And I know it's from Superman, but whatever. All right, cool. So you guys know how this goes. First person to let us know that the correct answer gets 3 points. Second, 2. Everybody else gets a point. You guys, yeah. And then whoever wins at the end, whoever has the most points, they'll get that sweet prize. It's not a prize. I almost said it wrong. I used to keep saying it wrong. And then Greg called me out at C2E2 and he's like, it's not Isnanya. It's Isnana. And I was like, oh, crap. Why was I making him Latino somehow? Jeez. It was like a little wavy thing over the N or something. So Isnana, you guys are going to get hundreds of pages of an awesome book. I've read many of those stories, if not all of them. I know. I didn't read the ballads, but I've read most of them. And everything I've read, I dug. I loved. So you guys will too. Oh, is there more people here? All right, Lorena, Phil. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's do this. Okay, cool. Question number 1. Why don't I pull up the trivia? Good call, Chuck. All right, question number 1. Oprah Winfrey has been quoted as saying, if it weren't for this person, there would never have been an Oprah Winfrey show. Who's she talking about? And you know me, I'm usually, the way we do things, we like to take questions from from the world and everything that's going on, as well as from our guests. So there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that leads into what's going on with Greg and his book and everything. But this is one of those ones. Somebody passed away. Chucky's probably going to talk about it. So let's see. Yeah, see, we got not Ted. Hey, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Looking. Hey, Kenneth, good to see you. SDR Rich, I don't know who that is. David. Okay, so David comes in with the 3 points. And then David comes in, just as some guy. Phil, yeah, okay. And then Phil comes in with the 2 points for Phil Donahue. That's right, everybody. It is Phil Donahue. Her BFF don't know. Hector Ortiz. Okay, cool. You're here too. That's awesome. Okay, so I'll make sure everybody else gets a point. That's right. It is Phil Donahue. Sadly passed away on Sunday night. So I was like, let's do a question about it. She made him. No, it's definitely not Dr. Phil. Dr. Oz. Yeah, it's neither of those. Also, guys, just so you're aware, Googling, you don't need to Google. I will make sure that you guys get the answers. I will give you clues. I will do everything. So don't worry about that. Question 2. Cirilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon, more commonly known as Ciri, is the focus of much of the plot of the Witcher fantasy series. She has many names and titles, including Zerael in Elder Speech. What does Zerael mean? And as a quick trivia or a quick clue, because I know you're like, it could mean anything. It's an animal, a very specific type of animal. So hopefully that helps. And of course, if you're fans, you'll get it right away. I still stand by it was not Dr. Phil, but that's me. Let's see. Fox, no. Not Fox, not Tiger. I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to give it trivia. No idea. Okay. It's a type of bird. Does that help at all? Bear, oh my. Lorena, that was great. That was really not a naked mole rat. Okay, so we are gonna have a hard time with this. It's a type of bird. There is a barn variety of this bird, and I know you guys are gonna say something else, but so what do we got here? Geese, not crow, not iris, not a peacock. Like I said, there's a bower. All right, so we got one correct answer now. Phil's racking up those points today. I see Phil doing it. Not owl. See, I thought people would say owl. Flock, eagle powers, owl, not owl. Hector. All right, there you go, Hector. Hector's got the 2 points. Everybody else get the point. Dave, let's make sure everybody. Yes, sparrow. It is, in fact, her animal is a sparrow. I don't remember why. I'm sure there's a good reason. Okay. Next question. What does the African god Ogun have power over? And I love it because I bet you, if he's watching right now, Greg is like, I know this one. I freaking know this one. Ogun, an African or European swallow? Oh, great question. Both. Oh, was it? It is swallow, right? Or am I ridiculous? Yeah, swallow. Good. Someone said sparrow. And I was like, wait, am I correct? Incorrect? Not grass, not. Okay, so earth. I'm gonna say earth. It's something in the earth. That'll be one of your clues. Is one of the things is wind, fire, heart. You're hilarious today, Lorena. You're getting 2 points for jokes. Hector got one of the things. So nice job, Hector. Hector's gonna get 3 points for that bad boy. Not the sun. And hey, if I'm wrong by the way, your powers combined, yeah, absolutely. So you can either get what Hector said, or it's something that comes from the earth. Hopefully that helps. Lava. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's say we have to mine it from the earth. We're not doing a lot of mining of lava, sadly. Not rain. Like sense. Dude, Lorena, if you don't get the correct answer, you're getting the 2 because I told you, you're making me laugh real good today. You might win just on laughs. It's possible. Not dark. Okay. But remember, Hector got a correct answer too. You guys can go back and check Dave. And Dave did that. Good job, Dave. 1, 2. That's correct. War. The other thing I was trying to get to is iron. Iron is the other one. So Hector, and so then make sure that everybody else gets their points. Yeah. War and iron. That is Ogun's principal spheres of influence. Question 4. The military policy Don't Ask, Don't Tell was issued in 1994. When was it finally repealed? Here we go. When was Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed? Yeah, see, David did finally get iron. Good for you, man. Oh, yeah, and Lorena, I am giving you the laugh point because that was freaking funny. You get laugh points on that one. Absolutely. Not 2000, not 2002. Oh my gosh. Yes, it was. Hun, the 2010s is very close. In fact, if you just said so anytime between 2010 and 2013, or sorry, not 13, 2016, not 2012, you guys are swimming like right around it. Not 2010, not 2012. You guys can do this. I believe in you. Come on, gang. Come on. We're getting there. We're swimming uphill. There we go. We got it. We got one right. We got one. So we got Lorena. Got the 3 on that one. And let's see who can get the 2. Jess. Yeah, Jess. My girl. And then I'll make sure that everybody else gets their point. Boom, boom. Yes, folks, that's correct. 2011, it was finally repealed. Finally. Jeez. By the way, just to throw something out there, Jess is in the house. Freaking love Jess. If you check out her YouTube, you go over to you can escape the simulation, check it out. And last night we did a great live video all about the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and we had so much fun. So as comic fans, as movie fans, as Deadpool and Wolverine fans, check it out. I think you guys will dig it. I'm gonna do, you know what? I'm gonna do one more quick question, and then we'll take a quick break. Question 5. What groundbreaking musical starred queer artists in New York City at the time of the HIV/AIDS outbreak? I believe in you guys. I'm sure you can do this. We got 16 views? Nice! Yeah, but that doesn't include the live views, does it, hon? But either way, we're going to get lots more as it comes out. People are it's going to hit algorithms. Everything's going to kick in. Not one more time. Not cats. Yeah, please, Lorena, check it out. I think you'll dig it. And as a huge Wolverine nerd, I got to do some great Wolverine rants. So Lorena got the 3 points there, I believe. Yeah. Not cats. Dave McPherson. Nice job, Dave. Okay. And then I'll make sure that everyone else gets it. Because, yes, folks, it is, in fact, Rent. So, cool. We got that going on. We got that going on. Everything's doing great, guys. We're going to be right back with more questions and, of course, that sweet prize package right after these messages.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
Some comic live streams seem like they're just throwing everything at the wall. Hey, you want this unknown comic? Here, how about this boring one? Found this one in a rain gutter. Give me some money for it. I know this looks like a rotting sandwich, but I swear it's a comic. Pay me! But with Comic Collectibles, we know you don't just want comics, you want the right comics. You want rare variant and incentive covers, vintage books in pristine condition at prices you won't find anywhere else, and truly unique hand-drawn cover sketches by some of the most amazing artists in the business. Join Rex and his rotating cast of co-hosts live from Dynamite Entertainment headquarters for a carefully curated roster of comics that you'll only find here at Comic Collectibles. Every Monday at 6 and Wednesday at 7 Eastern Time. Part of the experience. Ask your local comic shop to add Battle Quest comics to your pull list today.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Oh, it's my turn. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you guys. I zoned out for a second there. Dude, we've got it's a tight game. Literally anyone can win, but first place right now is a solid 10 points. Second place has 9. There's a tie for third place. It's a heck of a game. There's basically 4 points between first and fifth place. So tight. Still a lot going on. And Yep. Please make sure to register there. And make 2. I agree. Eddie's clues do always help. Phil, thank you for asking. Never feel bad about asking, didn't I come first? Because sometimes we do miss it. However, what's funny is when you send your stuff out, it'll put you ahead of someone else, but it all comes to us in the order that it actually came. So we have to go by this, sadly. But yeah, man, you guys were super close. It was very obvious. Question number 6. Yeah. Which 2003 mother-daughter comedy just wrapped filming of its sequel? I think you guys are gonna get this one pretty quick. Unless you guys aren't way into mother-daughter comedies. That's on you. That's on y'all, man. It's got nothing to do with me. Okay. Oh, look at her. That's my pop culture friend right there. Yeah, look at you guys. I'm gonna give it another couple seconds because I do have 2 correct answers, but just in case, sometimes they come flying in and then suddenly they shift around. But it doesn't look like they are. So I think Jess is gonna finally Friday. Hector, that's good, man. So yeah. Jess is going to get the 3 points. Dave McPherson, nice job. You are going to get the 2, 1 and 2. And then Hector, I'm going to give you 2. That was funny. I appreciate that. And then make sure everybody else gets their points. And we is good. Frick Fred, I would have given it to you, hon. Slap Happy Saturday. That's what the sequel should be called. That's what the sequel should be called. Question 7. What year did the first Garfield comic strip release? And most of you guys don't know how old I am, and I'm sure this makes me look way older than I am. I kept up with the D23 news. Nice job. See, hey, it helps. But Garfield's actually older than me. Not by much. Not by much. In fact, by a year. By a year. Oh, look at you people. You guys are shooting right around it. Make 2, not 1970. 1979, no, I'll let you know. 1979 is when I was born. So, yeah. Phil, not 1982. So, here we go. We do have a correct answer. Dave knows what he's talking about. Escape the Jess says 77, a little too early. 69 is way too early. And then Hector comes in. And there you go. Hector gets the 2 points. It is, in fact, 1978. See, Jess got it, and Lorena, yeah, everybody got it right afterwards. Yep, 1978. So that one went to Dave, and the second place went to Hector. And then I'm going to make sure that everybody else gets their points. Cool. Question 8. How many hearts does an octopus have? That's right. How many hearts does an octopus have? I feel like we might have asked this question before, but then, we don't always have the same people watching. So maybe, and if you learned it here, then even better. I feel even better about that. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of people who jumped on this one. I'm still stuck in 1985. That's so funny. Phil says 8, not 8. Okay, Make 2. Look at you getting the points, dude. Make 2 jumped on that one and got the 3 points for it. Good job, buddy. And then right behind was Dave McPherson. Dave, you're having a solid freaking game, dude. And then I'm going to make sure that everybody else gets their point. Right now. Who got? Oh, yeah, that was Make 2, right? So, okay. Yes. Octopuses? I don't know. Am I allowed to say that word here? They have 3 hearts. There we go. Here's a fun one. We've asked the original question. Who was the first interracial kiss on television? But I've since found out that the answer that we all assume is correct is not. In fact, everyone assumes that it has been discovered that Star Trek was not the first interracial kiss on television or on American television. The first male kisser on American television was still William Shatner. But instead of the usually assumed 1968 for Star Trek, what year did this first kiss actually occur in? And I'll give you a little bit of help because you'll have a window. It's before 1968, and some people have said it was 1951 with Lucy and Desi Arnaz. A lot of people don't count that because I don't know why. Racial stuff that I'm not going to get in on. Is he Latino or is he white or whatever? I'm not getting into that at all because that is a steaming pile that I do not want to step into. And I would give it to you if you were to say 1951 at some point. But no, we're going to go with a different answer that's a little bit later. And of course, it has to do with he's Cuban. Yeah, he is Cuban. Absolutely. And so it should be. I do agree with that. You are now rivals. I'm just keeping it there. That's funny. Not 64, not 68, 61, 62. No, it's earlier. It's not in the 60s. How about we go there? It's between 1968 and 1951. And now I'm telling you, you guys are pretty much going through the 60s, and it's not that. So Make 2 is very close. Make 2, you're close, buddy. Jess, you too. You guys are right around it. Right around it. Not 59, not 57, not 55. You guys are so close. Not 56. Now you're going too low. Phil. Yeah. Phil gets the 3 points. And David McPherson. Oh no, not David. Okay, I think I'm wrong. Bill got that, and then Lorena. See, I told you guys it jumps around. Lorena came in with the 2 points, and yes, it is 1958. Let's make sure everybody gets their points. Oh, Phil, yeah, Phil got his, and there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's 1958. It was actually on the Ed Sullivan show in 1958, and he was doing a part from a Broadway show he was doing. It was him and an Asian woman, Frances Wynn. So yeah, interesting, very cool. And isn't it funny that it was still Bill Shatner? Like, jeez, that guy. You gotta love him. But if anyone was gonna do anything first with kissing, it's that dude. All right, final question. I know we're going over a little bit, but luckily I had some permission. New York City had a different name for 1 year between when it was New Amsterdam and New York City. What was it? I will give you a clue. It was still new, and the second name was a color. I didn't know this, but it was cool to learn because, again, our guest is from New York City. So, yeah. New York. That's great. Not Newark. Dude. Okay. Dave, did you actually know that, or did you guess that? Because that's good, man. That is really good. Points. New America, New Red, New Blue. You guys are so great. New Yellow. You did kind of know that. So once I say color, you're like, oh, that's right. Oh, good for you. Yeah, man. And now I'll probably never forget it because I remembered New Amsterdam, but this one, see, and Phil, you got a good game today, dude. New Orange. Let's make sure everyone gets their points. Lorena. Dave got his points already. Chess. Hector. All right, cool. Guys, what a great game today. Oh my gosh. What a really tight game today. Remember, you guys were playing for those awesome 7 volumes of Isnana, the Were Spider. Absolutely amazing stuff. Please make sure to go check out Stronghold on Kickstarter right now. It would mean a lot to me, and of course, it would mean a lot to them. Share it around, show it off. It's absolutely awesome. We have a winner today, and we actually, York is the new orange. That's correct. Nicely done, JD. And we do have a new winner today from a brand new player, Dave McPherson. Congratulations, my man. Make sure that we get your email so we can send you all those volumes. You won tonight. Dave McPherson, woo! Way to go, man. Thank you guys so much. I love having you guys on. Wednesday, I get so excited when it's Tuesday because I know tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with my friends and doing some trivia. Thank you from the EXP, from my awesome guest, Greg Amshin-Alisi. Check out Stronghold Issue 3. My awesome producer, JD. Of course, my co-host who was not here, Wendy. And myself, I'm Chuck Pineau. My name is Chuck, and I give a fuck. And I'll see you guys next week here on Triple T.
Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.